challenging views. The Listening Post, at this time on Al Jazeera.
Time now for all the sports. Here's Guy.
Formula One driver Robert Kubica has regained consciousness. The Pole was in an induced coma after a 7-hour operation to try and save his hand. He also suffered multiple fractures to his right arm and leg following a high-speed crash in a rally in Italy on Sunday.
At last, some better news for those closest to Robert Kubica. After 7 hours of surgery aimed at saving his right hand, the Formula One driver awoke from an induced coma.
My patient spent this night in good condition. The condition is stabilized. The hand is warmer. It's a good signal. And actually, I have to go and see him right now.
Far away from the glamour of the Formula One circus, Kubica was driving this rally car in a relatively minor event in Italy when he crashed, leaving him with multiple fractures to his right arm, leg and hand. Kubica's recovery time has been put at around a year if the next few days show the hand surgery was totally successful.
As I told yesterday, we need 5 or 6 days more to see if the hand is well vascularized and much more time to see what will be the function. But we have to think positive.
Kubica, who's Poland's first ever Formula One driver, is likely to miss all of the new season, which starts in Bahrain next month. But after initial reports suggested his entire career was in doubt, Kubica's boss now thinks he could even return to the track later this year.
He's clearly suffering from the wounds on his leg and arm. But compared to 24 hours ago, I feel extremely relieved. The improvement that he's made, in my opinion, is of great significance, and this makes us hopeful for the future.
Morelli may be proven right, but there are likely to be further twists and turns before it's certain if Kubica can race at the sport's highest level again. Guy McCree, Al Jazeera.
Indian cricket fans have been protesting against officials from the sport's governing body. ICC inspectors returned to the Eden Gardens Stadium in Calcutta on Monday. Comes after cricket's world governing body decided the venue was unfit to host one of the biggest games at the upcoming World Cup, the India v England match at the end of February. The inspectors have returned to see if the Kolkata ground will be ready to host the further 3 matches that it's due to host.
India-England match transfer ho gaya Bangalore mein.
The match between India and England has been transferred to Bangalore. We're protesting as we wouldn't be able to watch the match. There is no match here. This is Sachin Tendulkar's last World Cup. We wouldn't be able to go outside the state to watch the match. We want the match to be back in Bengal.
On to football, and former England coach Steve McLaren has been sacked by German club Wolfsburg after just 7 months in charge. The 49-year-old became the first English manager to coach in the German league last August. That's after he steered Dutch side Twente to their maiden league title. But McLaren struggled at Wolfsburg. They're 1 point above the relegation zone following Saturday's 1-0 defeat at Hanover. FIFA President Sepp Blatter has strongly indicated the 2022 World Cup in Qatar will take place in the summer, despite previously suggesting it could be moved to the winter. Blatter had previously stated he expected the games to move from their normal day to the summer because of the country's climate. He also said that all the 64 matches will be played in the territory of Qatar and not extended to their neighbouring countries. And in cycling, 3-time Tour of Qatar winner Tom Boonen took the honours in the opening stage of this year's race on Monday. In windy conditions, Boonen prevailed in a sprint finish to win the stage from Heinrich Hausler. It was the 18th stage win for Boonen on the Tour. The Belgian happy to return to winning ways after an injury-hit 2010 season.
It was nice to win again, exactly after last year. It was a long time for me to get back on this level. It took me a lot of work. It was maybe the hardest thing in my career, getting here in a good shape. But I'm here now and I'm very happy I could complete the first stage with a victory straight away. It's good for the morale, and it shows me that all the work I've done I'm getting paid for all the work I've done.
And that's the sport for now.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll leave you with some live pictures from Tahrir Square in Cairo, day 15 of the protests. We'll join our correspondent at the scene live in just a couple of minutes.
Hello, I'm pleased to say those strong winds fanning the flames of the bushfires across that southwestern corner of Australia will ease over the next couple of days. You can see we still have a fair amount of cloud, a little bit of cloud just to the south of Perth. It's not going to help as far as the fires are concerned, but as I said, at least the winds will ease down. Plenty of cloud further north. There are still some very heavy downpours to come here. Heavy downpours too just around southern parts of Queensland, just around Brisbane, northern areas of New South Wales. For the southeastern corner, here it is set fair. It generally stays dry, and if anything, our large area of high pressure through the Bight will edge its way a little further eastwards. In the process, that's when we're going to see those winds just easing for the Perth area over the next day or so. Not so as we push up towards the northwest. Heavy downpours will persist here, and some heavy rain to come too into New Zealand. We've got some rain stretching out of Australia, just around the Gold Coast, pushing down into New Zealand. That will gradually make its way further northwards as we go on through Wednesday. So brighter skies coming back in behind Wellington, getting up to 18 degrees Celsius. Not too bad across Southeast Asia, but those southern areas very close to Australia, I'm afraid it does stay pretty disturbed with further spells of very heavy rain to come here. Further north into China, it is largely fine and dry, but it's sunshine and showers again for the Philippines.
The people who make international headlines.
They want to stop this publication of information that embarrasses them.
Make time for Frost Over the World on Al Jazeera.
We are peaceful people. The Egyptian people will be the ones who will make the change.
We are mobilizing tomorrow a mass protest from Tahrir Square.
If we decided to give in now, they will hunt us one by one.
The main stories here on Al Jazeera.
Of course, that these trials will actually go ahead.
From the world to your phone. Al Jazeera Mobile.
Not giving up, staying put in Cairo's Liberation Square as the protesters prepare for another mass march in the coming hours. Well, in an apparent bid to appease the protesters, Egypt's president has announced a pay rise for government workers. Hello, you're watching Al Jazeera live from Doha. I'm Taimur Nabili. Also on the programme, 6 years in the making, now it's official. South Sudan will break away from the north. The WikiLeaks founder, Julian Assange, has appeared in court fighting extradition to Sweden. Why America's faded internet giant hopes a $300 million acquisition will turn around its fortunes. Now, it's just after 2 a.m. in Egypt, and pro-democracy demonstrators are still out there camping out in the cold and calling for another mass rally to take place later on Tuesday. This is the live scene at Liberation Square, Tahrir Square in the center of Cairo. Hundreds of people have been killed in the unrest and so far, and President Mubarak on Monday held his first meeting with a new cabinet. And the only major announcement they made is that there'll be a pay rise for government employees. Rosalind Jordan reports.
Another chilling night in Tahrir Square. Thousands of demonstrators ignored the overnight curfew as they kept up their fight to remove Hosni Mubarak as president of Egypt. Surrounded by soldiers, tanks, and barbed wire, the protesters rallied each other with songs of defiance. Meantime, state television showed the 82-year-old leader in a meeting with members of his new cabinet. The message, Mubarak isn't going anywhere until his term ends in September. In a bid to peel off sympathy for the protesters, Mubarak announced nearly $1 billion in pay hikes for government workers, long a key part of his political base. Cairo itself tried another day of normal routines. Shops and banks and cafes opened for business. But so far, it's not back to normal for Egypt's famous tourist attractions, key to the country's economic health. It's frustrating businessmen and travelers alike.
This has been a dream of mine ever since I was a child, to come in here and to see the pyramids and to get this close and to be shot for no reason. They could open the gates right now. We could all go in. Nothing would happen except for Egypt would make some desperately needed money.
The protest led to the closure of the entire area. Guests